Let's bring you back to the impact of the floods to the oil. Now we have on the line with us Kun Torsang Chaipravat, the commercial planning manager of the Thai Oil Public Company Limited. สวัสดีค่ะคุณทอแสง
สวัสดีค่ะคุณวีนาคุณณัฐกร
Good afternoon ครับคุณทอแสง
How has the floods so far affected the sales of oil, คุณทอแสง?
The flooding crisis has caused around 280 petrol stations to close, out of which around 180 stations are located in Bangkok, Nonthaburi, and Pathum Thani. So the closures of petrol stations, together with people parking their cars instead of driving, has caused petroleum demand in Thailand, mainly gasoline and diesel demand, to drop around 5 to 10% in October as compared to September. The demand drop could be more prominent, especially for gasoline and gasohol in the recent weeks, as most users are in Bangkok.
And several gas stations have been temporarily closed due to the floods, as well as 25 roads in Bangkok. So how is Thai Oil handling this problem?
In terms of logistics to unaffected areas, currently there are still no problem. Although it may take more time for the truck to get to the destination, but the demand in those areas are also less. As for Thai Oil, we continue to supply oil with no disruption through all modes of transportation, including pipeline, trucks, and ships. Our truck loading station in Sriracha is currently operating almost 24 hours a day to ensure no shortage of oil supply.
Kun Torsang, do you see a shortage of supply of energy anytime soon?
I don't see any shortage of oil supply anytime soon, as all of the refineries in Thailand are located outside of Bangkok, except for Bang Chak. 2 refineries are located in Sriracha, which is Thai Oil and Esso, and the other 2 are in Rayong, namely PTTGC and IRPC. And those 4 refineries are not affected from the flood. Therefore, in terms of the supply, there's no shortage. However, for the logistic-wise, there may be some difficulties to some areas. However, the trucks can still get there. So we hope the flooding situation will get better within a month, and as soon as the main roads are dry, the situation should get back to normal.
And even if the situation gets to normal, Kun Torsang, let me ask you a bit, that people now are trying to keep their cars safe, and do you think this will be affecting the demand for oil after this crisis has passed?
It will be affecting at the current moment when people are parking their cars, but I think after the flood has passed, I think the demand will increase, especially for diesel, because people have to get back to their business, and there's a lot of reconstruction demand will be happening, in December or next year. So for the reconstruction demand, there will be a lot of demand, especially for diesel.
I see, Kun Torsang. Thank you for joining us today.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
And before we take a break, let's go see Kun Pasurang Desha Puttarangsi's investigation yesterday at the Sukhumvit and Charoen area, which was rumored to be flooded.
Now I'm standing in the junction of Sukhumvit Road with the main road over here and the Onut BTS station, and here is Sukhumvit Soi 50. When the news broke out last night, well, for the past week, that the Prakanong Canal, the water from this canal overflowing the road inside this soy. So today we'll go to investigate this scene, and also this area, of course, as everybody knows, that Sukhumvit is the best known for the landmark of foreign hub. We'll go to investigate those foreigners living around this area, as there are also hotels around, and we'll go see what do you think about, this Sukhumvit. Actually, it's the first soy to be flooded. During the flooding crisis going on right now, not only Thai people who must stay alert at all times, but also those foreigners, especially tourists. Investigating those tourists and foreign residents at flooding scene began at Sukhumvit 50 and ended at Charoen 58. Let's hear out what are their thoughts of the current flooding crisis, especially the evacuation plan. What would they do and where would they go if there are signs of evacuation?
Contemplate evacuating. I live on the opposite side of Soi 50, off Soi 79, and I'm pretty confident that this area is not going to have too much trouble. What's going on down here looks to me to be something that happens every year, because the people aren't very excited and they're used to seeing on high tides water coming up. But I've also got this rise right behind us, which is about a meter and a half above what's down there. So I think that's going to protect everything on the other side.
Have you ever been told to, to be alert of this flooding, like if it has to be evacuated?
I don't think anyone that's in Bangkok right now needs to be warned. Everyone's paying probably 12 hours a day attention to what's going on, including me. And I think it's being handled as well as anyone could handle something of this scope. And I feel really bad for the folks up north, west, and east, but here I don't think there's going to be any problem. And down the street here, it's not going to get above knee level, and the people look like they're ready for it. But you're going to go find that yourself in a few minutes. It's about another kilometer down there.
Been told about the evacuation, although I understand from the news that there are evacuation plans.
So if there's really flooding around here, where exactly would you go? Apart from... Sorry?
I wouldn't come here, I'd stay away.
I am now standing in the middle of Sukhumvit Soi 50. As you can see that for 200 to 300 meters of road are flooded. But actually the water level of the flooding water is not that high. It is not really above the ankle deep level. From Sukhumvit to Charoen-Krung Road, I am now standing in front of Soi Sapan Pla, or Charoen-Krung 58. As you can see, the overflowing water from Chaipravat is flooding here, but it's going to be drained there. But as you can see, the water is running pretty rapidly. Actually, I talked to the officials last night, and they said that the road was actually flooded at knee-deep level.
Actually, I live on the 11th floor, so I have no problem. But I'm seeing people around here, they are facing problems.
Right. So, are you really scared of the flooding? Because the water is leaking.
But the people around here who are serving them, they are very quick. So it comes for 1 or 2 hours. Yesterday it was around like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this whole area. But after 2 hours it was vanished.
So you're not moving anywhere?
No, not at all.
Have you ever been told of the evacuation plan? If any, flooding getting severe?
It's on the TV news all the time.
And where would you go?
I'm flying home tonight, so I'd be going to the airport.
And go home?
Yep.
Right. And what are you doing here?
Taking photos.
Those investigating the situation here.
Yeah, because it's like once in a lifetime, I think.
I'm now standing in the middle of Soi Sapan Pla, or Charoen-Krung 58. And as you can see, the water level is above the ankle deep. So, but actually the residents of the community some have already evacuated, but some still stay. And as you can see that people are still commuting back and forth between at the end of the Soi and at the Charoen-Krung Road in front of there. Patsurang Desha Putharangsi, reporting for ASEAN TV.